It's men's scratch race time. 5 kilometers, 20 laps. So there'll be one lap for everybody to get organised, get together. Then we'll have the gun. And just about as simple a race as you can get, in theory anyway, in track cycling.
In theory, yes.
750 metres for Malshahik and Perret. It'll be one of these two riders who takes the race win tonight. And Malshahik is just in danger of losing the wheel here. Perret starts to open up a little bit of a gap. 3 wheels becomes 4 lengths. 5 bike lengths becomes 6. Looks as though he is going to make contact. He will take the lap here, but Malshahik will follow. Now Malshahik has to make a big effort to get on. There's 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go, and Will Perret looks up at the crowd, wants to hear them. Malshahik, he's struggling. Perret is already celebrating here. Looks behind, knows Malshahik won't make it. And the first big one of the night for a British rider comes courtesy of Will Perret. He beats Moritz Malshahik, who sits up and applauds the man who's beaten him. 3rd place goes to Bibic. 4th place looks like it went to Mora there. And Mark Stewart, I think, coming through to take 5th and some important points. Looking for that leader's jersey, he was well down. Claudio Imhoff still leads, but look at what Mora's points there do. 13 there, only 6 to Imhoff, and there's only 2 points in it. Mark Stewart also moving to within 7 points of the lead after taking 11 there. Bottom of the league and not having a very good Champions League. Gustav Johansson has not picked up any points in any of his last 3 races. So 1 point in it. Remember that Archibald won the Champions League last year, but I know she doesn't like us talking about it, but it was that one error in Mallorca that has made it like it is now. Otherwise, she would be running away with the series, probably. She would.
I mean, we keep bringing it up, but it certainly kept the series very interesting. You're right. Had that not happened, that one mistake not happened, she would be leading by a long way. But no. Valente just wants to mark Archibald, which could leave the door wide open for anybody else to win the bike race. And now Emily Kay going on the attack.
And this would be a very, very popular move. Emily Kay goes away. And the bell will now ring for Emily Kay. It's hotting up behind us. Archibald and Valente will be looking to finish in front of each other. And at the moment, it's Archibald who's just out ahead. They're really fighting for those points with Valente trying to come around, but here comes Emily Kay, and that is a huge win for Ireland's Emily Kay. Behind, it's Archibald who wins the sprint and who takes the lead in the Champions League. It's all happening out there on the track. Emily Kay wins a scratch race in some style. And behind, Katie Archibald snatches the leader's jersey off of the back of Jennifer Valente. Victory for Emily Kay there in the women's scratch. And a huge points swing for Katie Archibald. 4 points in her direction means that she now leads the Champions League by 3 ahead of Jennifer Valente. Kay's victory takes her up into 10th in the table, much needed. That's her best result so far of the series. Look forward to watching Mark Stewart on the road as well. Here, though, on the track where he's equally at home. He's off again, and it is time to see if he or anyone else can challenge Claudio Imhoff at the top of the table as we go into the final round of the Champions League that will take place tomorrow night on these same boards in the London doubleheader.
Of course, very fast neutral laps. They won't fire the gun until everybody's together, but the neutral part of an elimination race is always particularly brutal. But there we go. Commissaires are happy, and off we go.
It's Moritz Malshahik who's just having to do that little bit of extra chasing at the back. And this elimination race is about not being at the back. Matthijs Buckley towards the back here.
Buckley, a former sprinter. Impressive in this, Kieran.
Oi, oi, oi. One of the British riders has gone, Will Perret. No, Mark Stewart they've called. Mark Stewart has been called, and that's huge in the context of the Champions League. Good to see Gavin Hoover, last year's Champions League winner, surviving to the Final Four. We know he likes London.
Yeah, so barely mentioned him this race, which is normally a good sign.
Imhoff has gone this time. So, a chance for movement at the top of the table. And it's only a couple directly on Imhoff. Here we go. Hoover attacks. Hoover attacks. Hoover's going to win. Guillemette is beaten. Again, Guillemette gains points in the league. That's good for him. But Gavin Hoover loves London, and London loves Gavin Hoover. Welcome back, chap. It sets up tomorrow, doesn't it? It sets up tomorrow wonderfully well. Sebastian Morat and Claudio Imhoff, joint league leaders. The elimination race for the women, only 3 points in it.
Only 3 points, yeah. Valente takes the win and Katie finishes second. They'd be equal on points. Any more difference than that, it goes back to Valente. So here we go.
And we've already got the men's endurance section tied on 99 points apiece. We're hearing, by the way, that Sebastian Morat will take the jersey because of his better result in the last race.
But they're equal on points, so my maths was still right.
I'm not disputing the maths at all.
Which is really what matters here.
That's exactly what matters. Never mind the Champions League standings. Right then, what matters is what happens the lap after the bell is rung. And who's going to be the first to be eliminated? It's sprint lap time, and there'll be plenty of nerves out there on the track. Lily Williams having to move up. Katie Archibald's boxed in down the bottom here. Katie Archibald boxed in at the bottom. Now that was close. She might have just survived there. She just about hangs on.
Very lucky, Katie, playing with fire there. Archibald now on the outside, a little bit of a safer place to be.
Valente moving up as well. Archibald has to be careful here, really careful here. She could be caught out at the back. Archibald in trouble, and I think Katie Archibald's eliminated. Oh, that is a disaster. And again, it's in the elimination where Katie Archibald's challenge for the title suffers a blow. Keep your eyes on Valente. The longer she survives, the more Katie Archibald would have to do tomorrow to take the title away from her. Jessica Valente in that light blue jersey on this sprint lap. Maggie Coles-Leicester trying to get around her. Valente, though, is going to power to the front, and it is the Canadian who goes. Goodbye. And two to fight it out for the victory. Anita Stenberg looking for a second elimination race win of this Champions League season, and Valente looking for her first race win of the season.
Yeah, you're right. Valente has not won an individual bike race so far at this Track Champions League, but she is our overall leader.
Last lap. Valente in that light blue. Stenberg now is going to dive down and have a go. Let's see what happens. We know that Valente has a quick finish on her. Stenberg has been brilliant, the Norwegian, so far this season. Is this Jessica Valente's moment, though? Valente hitting the front at just the right time. And what a time to bring your top form. Leader since opening night in Mallorca, and now race winner for the first time, Jennifer Valente. And she, at the moment, is the top rider in the women's endurance category in the Champions League. That's how it stands. It's an 8-point difference going into the final couple of races of the season.
How are the points now, Jeff? One, two, three, four.